Do you guys see that? I'm often told, like, you Photoshop your pictures, don't you? Because your skin isn't really that soft looking, blah blah blah. Do you see that? Like, if you apply your foundation the right way, your skin will look nice. See what I mean? It's like makeup is Photoshop. It's like, oh. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming a foundation routine tutorial. Obviously I already have done my eye makeup and my eyebrows, and I just wanted to show you guys an in-depth video of how I do my foundation and contour and highlight and concealer and all that stuff. So if you're interested to see how I do my foundation on a daily basis or currently, then keep on watching. Okay, so obviously my face has already been washed and moisturized. I can do a separate video about like my skincare routine. I did one a long time ago, but it's like, it's not good. I don't do that anymore. So if you guys want to see an updated skincare tutorial, let me know. Otherwise, I have already washed and moisturized my face, and I use the Benefit Total Moisture Facial Cream. This stuff smells so good. It smells so good. It's just like a white, how sad, it's all empty. It's just a white scented facial moisturizer, but it is so good. It moisturizes my face so well. So yeah, already washed and moisturized my face. Next up, I'm going to go in with my face primer. This one is the POREfessional Facial Primer from Benefit Cosmetics as well. This is my favorite one, and it is almost empty. I'm so sad. So I just squeeze out the tiniest amount onto my fingers, and I rub that onto my fingers first, and then I just focus it mainly in my T-zone, on my chin, and then up here on my forehead. So next is foundation, and lately, for two reasons, I have been mixing these two foundations together. This one is from Clinique, and it is the Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. And this one is from Makeup Forever. It's the Ultra HD Foundation. This one is a little bit darker. This one is a little bit lighter. I often have to fake tan for my job, so currently I have fake tan on. You can't really tell right now, but I guess you kind of can. My body is really dark and my face is not, so that's why I'm mixing in a little bit of this darker foundation. Also, because this one is very drying, I feel like it kind of balances this out, so it's not so dry, but at the same time makes it a little bit darker, because this one is so white. Like, even when I don't have a tan, I bought like a really light shade because I'm naturally pretty pale, but this one's like almost too late for me, which is crazy because I'm like super white. So I just apply this one directly to my face because it has this wand applicator. So I focus this one under my eyes since it's lighter, so, and I'll cover that ugly thing up. And then on my chin, and then up here on my forehead. And then this Makeup Forever one is a pump, so I'll just pump out like one pump onto my hand. And then using my beauty blender, I'll pick up a little bit of that foundation on my sponge. It's actually not a beauty blender, it's from Real Techniques. It's their version of a makeup sponge. And I'll focus the Makeup Forever foundation in all the spots that the lighter Clinique foundation is not. So kind of on like the outside of my face, I will apply that Makeup Forever foundation. And then also, meanwhile, blending in all that Clinique. So I'm not rubbing this sponge around. I'm literally tapping all this product into my face. It's rare that I will use this to rub stuff around. You don't want to do that. It will remove the product rather than spread it. So the best way to spread your foundation would be to, with a sponge anyways, would be to tap this. So just in case your foundation doesn't completely match your skin tone, you really want to make sure that you drag it down your neck as well to just ensure a really nice blend. And then I take it on my ear sometimes too, just lightly. You guys see that gangsta? Guys see that gangsta spider tattoo back there? You know what's up. Okay, so after foundation, I am going to go in with concealer. I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. This is my favorite concealer. This one is in the shade R20. And I also like to squeeze a little bit of this out onto my hand, like so. Well, this is just a little flat concealer brush that doesn't have a name, but I got it out of a LA Girl Cosmetics eyeshadow palette, and I like to use it for concealer. And I just like to apply my concealer underneath my eyes to brighten and highlight. I like to apply it to my chin, and then to the center of my forehead. As you can see, there's like a white kind of highlight going on around my brow. I've already cleaned up my brows using the same concealer. And then I will also take this down the bridge of my nose as well. To blend out my concealer, I'm going to be using my Morphe E8 brush. It's just a like dense little, I don't know, a dense fluffy brush. Is that an oxymoron? Dense? Can something be dense and fluffy at the same time? I don't know, but it's like this little dense blending brush, and I like it for concealer. So I like to blend my concealer up and out, like along my cheekbone, to kind of just accentuate my cheekbone, because you're supposed to highlight the highest points of your face, so kind of like all the points that the light would hit first. And I use such a light color because I really want to look lively and brighten up underneath my eyes as well. I have a 5-year-old, so we all know that I'm really tired all the time. Oh yeah, also with this brush, I am not rubbing the product around with this. I'm using this brush to just tap the product into my skin also, kind of the same way that I use that beauty sponge. I blend it out that way rather than rubbing in circular motions. I feel like that just kind of moves the product around, and I don't want to like rub it around my face. I just want to blend it. So that is why I'm tapping with this brush and not rubbing with this brush. Okay, so after I have blended out all my concealer, I'm going to go in with a setting powder, and I'm going to set all that concealer. So for my setting powder today, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD High Definition Powder. This is a translucent powder, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my beauty sponge that I used and set my under eyes. Okay, after setting my face, I'm going to go in with my Hoola Bronzer from Benefit. This is a matte bronzer, and I'm going to go in with this fluffy angled brush. And I'm just going to contour my cheekbones and warm up my face a little bit. So when I contour my face, I make sure I move the hair out of the way. I focus it under my cheekbone for the most part. So it's the most concentrated here in this area, as you can see, but I do bring it up a little bit just to blend it out so it's not a harsh line. So as you can see, it kind of gradually goes up, but it's the most concentrated here in this area. The pressure that I'm using with this brush gets lighter as I come down here. You have to be careful when contouring your face, because if you get it too far down and too dark or dramatic, you can end up looking kind of like drag queenish, which isn't a bad thing at all, but it's just not the look that I'm going for. And then I also go up here along my hairline. Some people I know use contour to kind of change the shape of their face, especially up here along your forehead. Like if you place it in certain, spots, it can manipulate the shape of your face. So I do this mainly to just warm up my face and bring everything together. And then I also like to take contour along my jawline down here and create a shadow. Okay, so you have to be careful when applying contour down here to your jawline. that you know, really blend it out, because that would defeat the purpose of like bringing your foundation down your neck to avoid the line when you like, you don't want to, I'm trying to say that you don't want to create that grandma line, or you don't want it to look like you have like a dirt along here if you don't apply your contour correctly, or if you don't blend it out all the way. So just keep that in mind. So after applying my powder contour, I'm going to go in with my CoverGirl True Blends Mineral Powder. This is a loose powder. It says it's translucent, but it totally has like a skin tone color. And it also has a little bit of a shimmer, so I like to use this to kind of blend that powder contour out just the tiniest bit, and also to set my whole face. So I'm applying this mineral powder with my big fluffy brush from Real Techniques. And because I have an oily skin type, I like to apply this kind of liberally. Okay, so after setting my face with that CoverGirl loose powder, I'm going to go back in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil medium/deep matte bronzer. And I'm going to be using this little brush here. This is actually the Hoola Bronzer brush that came in the box with the Hoola Bronzer, but I like to use it for this Too Faced one instead. This is really dark, so I take literally the smallest amount. I tap it out, and I just use this to kind of like super define my contour that I've already done. So I'll just like kind of see how that just kind of made it a little bit more dramatic, and then I blend it out. I'm using the lightest hand. I'm blending that up and out. And then going back in up here and just deepening the very edges like closest to my hairline. So I don't take that Too Faced bronzer onto my neck or jawline at all. I just use it to kind of give a little depth to the areas that I applied the Hoola bronzer before, if that makes sense. I don't know why I like to use two different bronzers, but I do. And then with whatever product is left on this little brush, I will kind of just lightly, nonchalantly contour my nose the tiniest bit. I don't feel like my nose needs a lot of contouring, but just so, you know, I feel like the nose can kind of almost get lost sometimes, so I guess this kind of just brings my nose back. Because when you have all that like foundation and concealer and your nose is all like white, I feel like it kind of like makes your nose look like it's lost. So to bring the nose back, I just lightly contour it the slightest bit. I don't like carve out a new nose or anything, just so it comes back to life. So I'm going to go in with my Coralista Blush from Benefit Cosmetics as well. Obviously I love Benefit. This one, ow. This one is also a product that smells nice. It smells kind of, I would say florally. Florally? Yeah. It smells nice. This is a peachy blush, but it also has a lot of shimmer in it. So using my Real Techniques tapered blush brush, I just take a little bit on my brush, smile, and apply that to the apples of my cheeks. And then I like to bring it up along my cheekbone as well, because it does have a shimmer in it, so I kind of use it as like a really light highlight. But I really like this blush because it's not too intense, and it gives me a really like natural looking color to my face. It's not like a bright pink one or anything like shocking. I feel like it gives a subtle bit of color to my face. And I am a big fan of blush because I feel like sometimes if you don't use blush, you can look a little dull, almost like you're dead. You have no color to your skin. So I feel like if you want to look a little more peppy or alive and not so dull, blush is good for you. Last but not least for my face, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Highlight Pro Light Fusion. This one is a new product that was sent to me. I've used it a couple times since then, and this one is, it's hard to see on camera because it looks a lot lighter than what it is, but it's actually a like rose gold highlight, and I am so obsessed with Makeup Forever's highlighters. I really am impressed with these. So I'm just going to be using my Anastasia A23 brush to highlight. And I like to just dip in there. I'm not going to tap out my brush, but I am just going to press that highlight on. I'm not going to rub it yet. I'm going to press it in to my skin, right along my cheekbone. And I'm going to do that a second time. And then the third time, because we just want to be super glowy, then I'm going to rub it in soft circular motions to kind of blend the edges out. Focusing it in the same area, just really right along the top of my cheekbone. And then of course anywhere else that I want to highlight, I'll highlight up here a little bit too, like the lightest bit, because like I said, I have oily skin, so at some point throughout the day my skin starts getting oily and it looks like I have, like you can already see it up here, but it looks like I've applied highlight and I haven't. It's just like my nasty oily skin, so I really don't need highlight up here. And then I'm going to apply some up here to my Cupid's bow area to kind of accentuate my lips a little bit. I'll tap a little bit onto my chin because remember we want to highlight the highest points of our face. And then also down the bridge of my nose. And I'm using a super light hand. And then the very tip of my nose as well, just to kind of get that little bad boy to stand out. So that's it for this foundation routine. I guess this is like my current foundation routine and my go-to foundation routine. All the products that I used in this video will all be listed in the description box below, including the products I use like on my eyes and eyebrows and what lipstick I'm wearing and stuff like that. So if you're interested in knowing what products I used, check the description box. Also in the description box are other ways to stay connected with me, as well as a couple discount codes that I have for you guys. So always make sure to check there. Yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope I explained my foundation routine correctly. Let me know what other kinds of videos you guys want to see. You can leave your tips and suggestions as well as any comments or questions that you guys have in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, then make sure to subscribe so you can see any upcoming videos that I will be posting. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys soon. Bye! Mwah.